Hi guys, this is your reteach for your potential energy level 2.5. Okay, so let's reread this question. It says, a teacher demonstrates a chemical reaction of a hand warmer. Hand warmers are used by people to warm their hands in cold weather. When opened, the iron in the warmer reacts with the air, producing heat in a reddish-brown substance. Identify evidence suggesting that a change in potential energy occurs, and identify conclusions based on the evidence. So part A says, move any labels that suggest a change in potential energy that has occurred into the evidence of a potential energy change column. B says, move any labels that are conclusions based on the evidence into the conclusions column. You can move any of the labels to either column. You do not need to use all of the labels. Okay, so let's just do a little recap of what we did the other day during the elephant toothpaste lab. Here we have our reactants. Okay, so here in this flask, I've got my hydrogen peroxide, dish soap, and red food coloring. Over in this cup, I have the yeast with the warm water. I already stirred it to activate it. These are our reactants. These are like the ingredients that we have. These have a ton of potential energy in them. Their atoms are arranged in a certain way that it has the most stored energy. Okay, so if you remember from the lab, when I pour this yeast mixture with warm water into the hydrogen peroxide, the chemical reaction will begin. Now, when this chemical reaction begins, all that stored energy in these reactants are going to turn to kinetic energy. The molecules are going to break off, okay? They're going to move away, break off, that's kinetic energy, and create an end result. That is our product. So let's go ahead and redo this experiment or lab. Okay, so right now, the chemical reaction is happening. All that stored energy, that potential energy in those reactants, is now turning to kinetic energy. The molecules are breaking apart. Now, if I put my hand right here, I have heat. Heat is being released. That is a form of thermal energy, heat energy. Those molecules broke off and they released heat. So that is one piece of evidence. Now, we also have a ton of foam. Foam or bubbles is another piece of evidence that a potential energy change has occurred and a chemical reaction has occurred. Okay, so look at this question again. We need to know what pieces of evidence was there in order for this potential energy to have changed. Okay, so think about these hand warmers. There was two pieces of evidence. What did we see or what did we feel? Okay, so you think about that. Now, after that, we have conclusions. You'll have one conclusion to make. Think about which one has more potential energy. Was it the reactants, which was the before ingredients, or is it now the product? Okay, use this information to help you answer the next question.